What's up guys, and welcome to my channel Flame with a 4. In this issue 68 of Build the Terminator T-800, we are going to be fitting the ankle joint to the right leg. So I can't wait to do this with you guys. Please make sure you got your pieces out. I don't know if you've seen my packaging, this is really twisted, so I'm hoping my parts are okay. So I'm going to just take those out and check. On the last video we built this piece up. This was all plastic, none of that was metal, so you know, I'm hoping it'll be okay. I'm hoping we might need to use that again in this video. I'm just going to quickly whack them out and see what it wants us to do, and we'll run through the parts list. There are a couple of little rubber rings, black rubber rings. Make sure you do not lose those. There's an O-ring, a few screws, and then again all these just remind me of like model car making, you know, like back in the day where you would have to like peel them off yourself. So I mean, I'm happy with that, it's fine. It's just that obviously it's a little bit more work because we have to use a blade to scrape off any of the excess on the parts. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do that because it's going to tell us to do that anyway, and take off any of the little tabs that we might have on here to make sure that there's no excess plastic. And then we'll run through what we have here, guys. So the good thing is, I mean, we're building up one side of the Terminator, which is really good. The only bad thing is that it's going to be really, really lopsided. And the reason we cut these little tabs off is because if things are trying to lay flat against the surface and there's a little tab, it will stop you being able to do that. And obviously that's not what you want. So you will have to do the same again with these little pistons. I don't think the pistons in the last ones ever came like this. They were all just loose or just all put into packaging, so I'm not sure where they're going with that, so, or why they're doing this now, unless there's someone at the warehouse and they're trying to save money by them not having to take out the parts. I really do not know. I don't know if these are all the same size. They seem to be the same size at the moment, so I'm just hoping obviously we're not just taking them out of the packaging and then there's like different sized ones to go different places. This one is bigger, so there's one long one and then the rest are short ones. So, and then you're just left over that plastic rubbish there. And again, all of that's plastic, none of that's metal. It's all plastic parts, so just so you can see what sort of ratio it is. I mean, and this is the foot that's going to hold the whole model up that weighs a ton. So I'm not sure how that's going to work long term, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So this one's just got the O-ring in. I mean, we are trying to save plastic here, guys, but we have a lot of excess plastic, unfortunately. Right, so here we go. So let's run through the parts list. So 68-1 on here is going to be the lower leg connector. So they're the two connectors here. The two smaller rods are the 68-1s. 68-2 is the lower leg connector. It's going to be the taller rod of the three. And then 68-3 is the ankle joint ball, which is going to be this one, just here. And 68-4 is the ankle joint socket, which is going to be that piece there, which looks like that. And then we want to have 68-5 are the two rubber washers, which are just here. And then 68-6 are going to be the bigger screws, so the bigger silver screws, two of them. 68-8 is going to be, there's three of the black screws there with the thin tops. 68-7 are going to be the leftover three little screws, silver screws. And then we have 68-9, which is a little washer. So that's there. So let's just quickly have a look at what we get to do, because it looks like we get to do quite a bit of it. And it looks like we're perhaps adding to the Terminator. So we get to pull the bad boy out and have a look at him and start working on him. So I can't wait to do that with you guys. So again, it's just asking us to peel it out, which is absolutely fine. Step 2 of taking all these out of the plastic casing, which we've already done, is asking us to put on the rubber rings on the two 68-1. So remember when we did that, guys, all you have to do is you just put the rubber over the end of it like so, like that, and then you just have to get the small black screw there, and if you can start it off with your hand, that's fine. Just slowly start it off, and we'll do the same on the other one so that they're both the same. Just hold that on. So these are the bits that kind of like hold them in place when they go into the chamber. And then what happens, obviously, it creates a suction on there, which is always really good because that's what we want. So let me just pop that back over the top. I'm the wrong way now. There we go. Sometimes they go on really easy. Depends if you get them in straight. So there you go. So you just will need to take the screwdriver and tighten them up. They don't need to be tightened up like excessively, shall I say. You just need to do it enough so that they don't move. That's the first section is asking us to do. Step 3 is repeat steps 2 to fit the washer 68-5 to the second leg connector, which we've done. So we're now on step 3. So I want it to look a little bit like that, guys. So you've got the 2 rods with the rubbers at the end. Right, so it's saying step 4, remove the ankle joint part, which is this section. I think, yeah, it's this section because it has a flat side to it on one side. 68 from the frame, smooth any rough edges, which we've done after checking that the flat edges of part 68-3 align with the screw hole in part 68-4, which we will possibly need to go to that, I guess. Then, yeah, 68-4 blue arrows fit the ball of the ankle joint 68-3 into the socket 68-4. You will need to push it firmly until it clicks in place. We're going to go ahead and do that. We need to go grab the model, bring him up. He needs to come up and see us. Here he is. So let's just pop him on here. So we need to attach this ball section here, needs to go into this section here so that they are as one piece. So that's what we need to try and do. I don't know if it's going to be difficult to do. Just going to push it in and hope it doesn't break, because you know things have broke before. I'm not sure how long that's going to hold up, but I don't know if you can see it, guys, but there's a little like line fracture in there where the paint's starting to move, which means the plastic is struggling. So we'll keep it like that for now. We'll hope that that's okay. I mean, this has got, like I said, it's got to hold the foot up into place. So we need to make sure we're okay with that. Take the leg assembly from issue 66. Fit the ankle joint assembly 68-4 into the end of part 63-2 so that the screw holes arrowed are aligned. So what we need to do, we need to put this into the bottom of the foot here. I'm going to do it so you guys can see. So we need to put this into here, and then okay guys, I'm just bringing it closer just so you can see what I was doing, because over there it was quite difficult to show you. So I don't know if you can see there, underneath here there is you know, a screw that goes through there. So once you've pushed that piece in, it only goes in a certain way, and then there's a screw, that black screw that just goes in the back there that holds that all into the position. So that's what you need to do there. I'm going to just try and put him up or down this way so you can still see what I'm doing where I'm working on this. So the next stage, it wants us to step 7, remove the long leg connector 68-2 from the frame and smooth any rough edges. So we've done that, and then it's asking us to insert them. So what it's saying is for them to go into a different way. So you've got the long one here that doesn't have the rubber in, and then you have the 2 that have the rubber in there. What it's saying for us to do is to put in 68-2 will go into the big thick one. So the big thick one is just here, so that goes into there, like so. And then the ones that have got the 2 rubbers on, they go into these 2 side ones here, just into there, like so. They don't have much suction, to be fair, but they do go in there. That's where it's saying for it to go. So fit the leg connector 68-2 into the socket on the end of part 66-2, which we've done. And then it's asking us to step 9, take the ankle joint, which is the piece that we made in the previous issue, which is here, assembled from 67. Note that the center there is a shaped hole. One side is flat as shown by the arrow and a rectangular block circle. So that's fine. So what it's talking about is this. So it's saying that obviously it is shaped on the inside. So on there's sort of like an oval piece, and then at the top it's shaped, and then there's this locating lug here, which is what it's talking about. And it's asking for that to go into the foot joint. So step 10 is to fit the ankle joint assembly over the end of the ball and socket joint so that the flat surface of the hole matches the shape. So you need to just make sure that that matches that shape. So what it wants is that to go into there. So I mean, this is possibly upside down because it's a ball joint. So if you can just put it in there and spin it round, then you can spin it round until it goes all the way into the bit where you want it to, and then that should slide in to place like that, if you get what I mean. So obviously that goes in there and the ball joint moves around inside this section. So as long as you can, if it's up this way like it was, then you can just put it in there and spin it round until it goes into position where you want it to, because they're guessing obviously that needs to go into there like that. So we'll just sit that on there for now, just hold that in place while we go to the next step. So it's saying for us to make sure that the pistons are pushed into position. So step 11 is to fit the sockets on the end of part 68-1 and 68-2 onto the ball joint 67-1. Push them firmly so that the balls click. So again, this is where you need to be careful when you're doing this, because you don't want it to come off, and it isn't fixed into here yet. So what it's asking is it to push them onto there. So the two that had the rubbers will go on each side. So there you go, do you hear that click? And then these two will go on the side here. So got to be careful, make sure they're going straight. There you go. And then the bottom one will go onto the bottom of the foot here. There you go. And then it's asking us to attach the bottom of the ball of the foot with the bigger screw and the washer. So you need to make sure you put the washer on as well. And then we're going to screw all that into place. So let's just take this and see if we can screw that in. Again, I can't really see, so I'm going to have to come around there. It'll just be easier for me to come this side. That just goes in the bottom of his foot there. And then if you get it straight, we can just tighten that up. So that does tighten up really nicely. You don't want to over tighten it, but you just want it enough so it's holding it in place. And that should be it. So that's kind of like the base of the foot. You will be left over with a few screws again. So we have a few screws that are left over here. So just pop them to the side. And that is the stage complete, guys. So that's what they want us to do at this stage. So if I just bring his leg up, if he lets me bring his leg up, and just so I can show you it. Come on, show off your foot. Then as you can see there, that is what his foot should look like at that stage, like this. So you've got the pistons underneath here. They do seem a bit loose. They do sort of like fall back a bit. But I'm guessing obviously you need to have that movement in there. The ball joint again is, you know, in there. It's quite well. It does move. And it does kind of go backwards and forwards, so that is good. I feel like that should have maybe some sort of suction to it, but it is quite loose in there, but I guess that's just because it's the back of his leg. I'm not sure, but there you go. If I just turn it around this way as well, you'll be able to see underneath where that bolt went in. So that just went in under there. And then we still have this ankle piece here, which is just the bottom of his ball, which will probably be the ball of his foot at some stage. So let's just put him back up again. I hope you're okay. We're just going to have a quick look through the magazine. As you can see, he's so big that it's really difficult to get him on the camera. So I'm just going through a bit more about data blast, mass surveillance. And again, guys, please join me where we're going to be. We're going to add a heel detail and assemble foot parts. So really can't wait to do that with you guys. So here you go. So this is a sneak peek at what we're going to have up and coming in the next issue, which will be issue 69. Can't wait to do that with you guys. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, just hit the subscribe button just here. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye bye.